Hey everyone, Dr. Jason West in the West Clinic Video Library. This is where we do videos on frequently asked questions. I got asked about hepatic steatosis. So this is also known as a fatty liver. The liver is about the size of a football. It's on the right part of your abdomen. It detoxes foods, it digests foods, it absorbs nutrients, and it's so important for processing fat and making hormones. So all organs have fats. The fats are protective. We use them as a source of energy. Excessive fats are bad. The liver is about 5% of fats, and when it gets over 10%, it's called fatty liver disease. And it's usually reversible. There's two types. There's an alcoholic fatty liver, which is slow and progressive, and you get excessive scar tissue. And then there's a non-alcoholic, which we also call as a junk food liver, where sugar-rich snacks, low physical activity, overweight, obesity, hormone imbalances, and the symptoms of a fatty liver are nearly non-existent. It's found by routine blood tests, sometimes when the liver gets enlarged, and you can do an abdominal ultrasound. And the blood tests they look for are albumin, which is a protein created by the liver, and the albumin globulin ratio. Now, you typically use the AG ratio for looking at how the liver's functioning. Gives you a little bit of insight into the immune system. And then we look at liver function with the bilirubin. So it should be less than 1. There's two types, direct or unconjugated, and indirect, which is conjugated. But here's what we do for hepatic steatosis or fatty liver disease. So if it's related to alcoholism, you got to stop. If it's fatty liver disease type 2, which is unknown origin, or sometimes it can be, affected by genetic structure, or if you're eating too many of the wrong foods and not being active enough. So there's phase 1 of what we can do out of the office, and then phase 2, what we can do in the office. So some hallmark things that you should do for fatty liver: avoid carbonation, fried foods, particularly bad fats, avoid high fat foods that have saturated fats. Now, this is going to be contradictory in just a minute, because I'm going to tell you, you really need to ramp up on fats, but it has to be the right fats, and there's some nutritional supplements that are really important. Now, one of the things that's really helpful for fatty liver is to decrease foods with high glycemic index, so white sugar, white rice, cereal, donuts are some examples, and low glycemic index foods are a little bit easier on your liver and your metabolism. Apples, blueberries, lettuce, green beans. And so out of the office, here's what you can do for fatty liver. So 1, try to identify what is causing it and then stop doing it. Now, this can be an addiction pattern like alcoholism. It can be addiction pattern to high glycemic index foods. But protomorphogen therapy, which is a really neat advanced medical nutritional therapy, I'm so excited to tell you about. I have a YouTube video on something that is very hardly known at all in the medical system. And a protomorphogen is the smallest unit of cell assembly, and there's a way to basically give your body these building blocks to repair the organ. They call it protomorphogen therapy. It's been around since about the 1930s. It's amazing for liver, for kidney, for heart. Essential fatty acids, omega-3, 6s, 9s, and 12s are really helpful if it's the right kind of fat. You don't want it to be saturated fat or basically a solid fat, a room temperature, lemon juice, dandelion. But the protomorphogen therapy, I've got a great video about it on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description. And then essential fatty acids. This is an animal study that came out that says essential fatty acids improves liver degeneration. It was in the 2006 literature, the Transplant Procedures Journal. Lemon juice, again, going back to one of my favorite things to recommend for people, it's vitamin C. I usually have a book right over here. Here it is right here. Vitamin C, Curing the Incurable by Dr. Tom Levy. It's one of my favorite books. And then also other things to help identify and to treat imbalances. Now, the way to help people with chronic health problems is you treat the person, not the disease. So I just like to get some baseline labs, a metabolic panel, a CBC with auto differentiation, a liver panel, lipid panel, thyroid, total iron, a C-reactive protein. It's all in my book if you wanted to get more information about it. But we've also created a series called Why We Get Sick and What to Do About It. It's a free video series. I'm going to talk to you right at the end of this. Now, what you can do inside of the office. I put this in bullet points. Lifestyle with a smiley face, because it's so important. Good food, good air, good water. Try and get your emotions in check and get your body balanced so you have less addictions. Now, there's ultraviolet blood irradiation therapy. It's in a study called The Cure That Time Forgot. Talked about the curing the incurable, and then every video series. So if you've seen or followed us on social media, you can see we have hundreds of video testimonials on our blog, Daily Dose Vitamin H, and we're always talking about neural therapy. Neural therapy is a way to reset the nerves in the body. Just as a reminder, we do a free podcast webinar system every Thursday night at 5 o'clock Mountain Time on Facebook and YouTube. As I mentioned in the video, we have a free video series, Why We Get Sick and What to Do About It. You just go to our website, westcliniconline.com, and you'll get a 5-part series and a way to get more information. And please give us a comment on a topic, condition, or question. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're Facebook, please like and share us so that we can help other people to know of options besides this is your diagnosis, this is what you have to do for the rest of your life. You can beat diagnosis. This is Dr. Jason West on fatty liver disease, and we'll see you guys on the next video.